The objective of the lecture nutraceuticals classified into seven main objectives. Number one, define and explain the concept of nutraceuticals, and this involves understanding the origin of term and its intermediate role between food and medicine. Also, in this objective, we need to differentiate between nutraceuticals, conventional food, and pharmaceuticals. The second objective of this lecture is to identify major categories of nutraceuticals and recognize isolated nutrient, herbal product, dietary supplement, designer foods, and functional beverages. Also, distinguish between potential and established nutraceuticals. Objective 3 of this lecture is to classify nutraceuticals based on different criteria, or mainly based on three main criteria. One of them by source, or by mechanism of action, and by the chemical nature. Classification of nutraceutical based on source can be classified into plant, animal, and microbial nutraceuticals, while based on mechanism of action, nutraceuticals classified into antioxidant, antibacterial, antihypertensive, and so on. And the classification based on chemical nature, nutraceuticals classified into carbohydrates, fatty acids, proteins, phenolics, minerals, and microorganisms. Fourth objective of this lecture is to describe key nutraceutical components and their health benefits. And accordingly, nutraceuticals classified into dietary fibers, probiotics and prebiotics, omega fatty acids, antioxidant vitamins, polyphenols, herbs and spices, and minerals. All this included as, or can be labeled as, the key component of nutraceuticals, and beside their classes or their classification, also we will state we need to state their health benefit. Objective number 5 is to evaluate the therapeutic applications of nutraceuticals and understand their role in preventing and managing chronic diseases such as CVD, diabetes, cancer, and neurodegenerative disorders. Also, the evaluation of therapeutic application of nutraceuticals involving assessing their contribution to public health and nutrition. The sixth objective of this lecture is to analyze market availability and industrial example. In this objective, you will identify commercial nutraceuticals products such as Z-Trim, Linam Life, Fenulife, T-Max, and Marino. Besides identification of these commercial sources, we have to discuss the role of food, pharmaceutical, and supplement industry in nutraceutical development. The seventh objective is to examine research and regulatory perspective, and in this objective we will appreciate the importance of clinical validation, safety, and efficacy studies. Also, we try to recognize the need for quality control, toxicity testing, and international regulatory frameworks such as FDA, EMA, FSANS, and WHO in regulating nutraceuticals and regulating their quality control test. In order to understand the concept and the terminologies of nutraceuticals, and to meet the objective of this lecture, the following outlines are designed and divided into 12 main outlines or main headlines. First of all, we start with introduction and to know the origin of the term nutraceuticals, which is coined with Stephen D. Flicy in 1989. And nutraceuticals defined as food or part of food providing medicinal and health benefit. And the position of nutraceuticals is intermediate between food and medicine, which are not food by the mere meaning of the word, and not as medicine at all. The European medicine law perspective considered nutraceuticals as medicine because they have functions such as prevention, treatment, restoration of physiological activities. And the type of nutraceutical based on this definition divided into isolated nutrient, herbal dietary supplement, diet, generally engineered designer food, and processed product. The second outlines of the lecture is the therapeutic areas covered by nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals have several functions, including an anti-arthritic for cold and cough, for sleeping disorder, for digestion and cancer prevention, osteoporosis, blood pressure, cholesterol control, pain management, depression, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson and Alzheimer. In the third outlines, we discuss market availability of nutraceuticals, and actually in the market, the source of nutraceuticals may be from food industry or as dietary and herbal supplement, and from pharmaceutical industry. Is the main sources for nutraceuticals: food industry, herb or dietary supplement market, and pharmaceutical industry. An example of commercial nutraceuticals include the brand name Z-Tail, which consists of wheat and fat replacer, and Linom Life consists of flax lignans and used for prostate health. Phenolife, which consists of fenugreek and used for blood sugar control. T-Max consists of green tea extract and used as antioxidant agent. Marinol contains omega-3 fatty acid, DHA, EPA, and used for heart protection. The outlines number 4, classification of nutraceuticals. And in this outline, the following subtitles are included. Potential versus established nutraceuticals. Potential means waiting clinical validation, while established is already supported by clinical data. Another classification by source, and as we mentioned previously, can be classified into plant, animal, or microbial source. And by mechanism of action, as antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and so on. By chemical nature, involving or can be divided into carbohydrate, fatty acid, proteins, and so on. And natural categories in this class involve dietary fibers, probiotics and prebiotics, BUFAs, antioxidant, vitamins, polyphenol, spices, and minerals. The fifth title or the fifth outline title for in this lecture is about dietary fiber. And dietary fiber is a type of nutraceuticals and defined as plant part not hydrolyzed by human enzyme and only digested by gut microflora. An example of dietary fibers include insoluble fibers such as cellulose, lignin, and bulking action. And the second type is soluble fiber such as beta glucans, pectins, gums, and mucilins. Actually, the physiological effect of these two types of fiber work as fecal bulking or for water retention or to increase transit time in GIT, that is the evacuation of the bowel. Another important physiological effect of dietary fiber is growth of beneficial bacteria such as bifidobacteria. And depending on these physiological effects, the health benefit of dietary fibers include reduced risk of CHD, stroke, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and GIT disorder. Besides these mentioned benefit, also dietary fibers improve lipoprotein value and improve blood pressure, glucose control, and weight loss. The outline number 6 of this lecture is probiotics and prebiotics. And probiotics means living organism with health benefits such as lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, yeast, E. coli, and bacilli. All these living organisms having health benefit. And the common probiotics foods include yogurt, cheese, milks, juices, cereals, bars, and infant formulas. The health benefit of probiotic food is improve or control cholesterol level, contributing SFCA production, reduce diarrhea, and immune modulation. On the other hand, the prebiotics means non-digestible dietary ingredient that altering gut microbiota. An example of prebiotics include fructooligosaccharides, raffinose, and stachyose. And the source of these prebiotics ingredient include chicory, banana, tomato, and olives. Another important terminology related to probiotics as living organism and prebiotics, as the dietary ingredient is synbiotics, which means combination of probiotics and prebiotic together. In this slide, we highlight one or two of important outlines of this lecture, and we highlight the outline number 7 is omega fatty acids, and number 8 antioxidant vitamins. Omega fatty acids, or in other words, the essential fatty acids include omega-3, omega-6, and omega-9 fatty acids. These fatty acids having important function on blood pressure, on clot formation, and in brain and nervous system, besides their effect on immune system regulation and inflammation pathways. An example of omega-3 fatty acid include alpha linoleic acid, ALA, and EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. And the main source of omega-3 fatty acid include fish, flaxseed, and walnut, while omega-6 fatty acid occur in all vegetable oils besides meat and eggs. An example for omega-6 fatty acid is LA, which means linoleic acid, and GLA, gamma linoleic acid, and ARA, which means arachidonic acid. For omega-9 fatty acids include monounsaturated fats that obtained from olive oil and nut. And as we mentioned previously, these three types of essential fatty acids are important for blood pressure, for circulatory system, for central or nervous system, for immune system modulation. The antioxidant vitamins is the 8th outline of this lecture. An example of key important antioxidant vitamins are vitamin E, vitamin C, and beta carotene. The source of these antioxidant vitamins from fruits and vegetables, and they act as free radical scavenger, prevention of degenerative diseases such as cancer, CVD, and cataracts. And the synergistic effect of these vitamins can be clear when combined with other minerals, such as combination of vitamin E with selenium. Outline number 9, and subtitle polyphenol. Again, it is a class of nutraceuticals, and polyphenol include some chemical classes such as flavonoids, phenolic acids, terpenes, and lignans. All these classes of secondary metabolite or nutraceuticals polyphenol have health effect including antioxidant, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, vasodilating, and prebiotic compound or prebiotic ingredient. Example of polyphenol belonging to previously mentioned classes include resveratrol, which obtained from wine, and EGCG, epigallocatechin, gallic acid, another polyphenol isolated from green tea, and curcumin from turmeric, and chlorogenic acid in coffee, and cocoa, polyphenol, and quercetin. The effect of this polyphenol on physiologic effect of this polyphenol include their affecting glucose transport reduction, anti-aging effect, prevention of degenerative diseases. And the 10th example, the 10th outline of this lecture nutraceuticals is involve herbs and spices. Actually, herb and spices having dual role. They act as flavor or as aroma besides their medicinal value. And properties of these herb and spices also include as antioxidant and chemopreventive, anti-mutagenic, anti-inflammatory, and immunostimulant agent. Example for chemopreventive herb and spices include curcumin in turmeric, and capsaicin in chili, and eugenol in clove, and zerumbone in ginger, and erythritol in fennel, diazogen in fenugreek, thymoquinone in black cumin, and uracolic acid in rosemary. This chemopreventive compound have antibacterial activity against several pathogens, including Bacillus, Listeria, Staphylococcus aureus, E. coli, Salmonella, Aspergillus, and again also against fungi such as Candida. In this slide, discuss two main outlines of as type of nutraceuticals. And in number 11, we spotlight on minerals, and the last point or other outline, the research and development in the area of nutraceuticals. Minerals can be subdivided into two classes: macro minerals such as calcium, sodium, chlorine, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, and sulfur. And another class of minerals is micro minerals, including zinc, copper, iron, chromium, cobalt, selenium, iodine, and molybdenum. The characteristic of micro minerals: they remain intact during digestion, and deficiency of these minerals result in osteoporosis due to loss or less intake of calcium, and anemia due to less intake of iron, and arthritis, and goiter due to deficiency in iodine. And prevention of this type of diseases can be protected or prevented by taking varied diet which rich with these minerals, such as grains, dairy product, meat, vegetables, and fruit. And in the last outline, 12th outline, we discuss research and development relevant to nutraceuticals, and the key companies that work on the area of nutraceuticals include Kellogg's, Heinz, Quaker, Oats, Unilever, Cargill, GSK, Danone, Nestle, and General Mills. Or this considered as international or European companies that having this marketing or production of nutraceuticals. And the critical test for these nutraceuticals include tests of composition, safety limit, and processing conditions. And on the other hand, the research in nutraceuticals focus on their toxicity, supplementation effect, and in vitro and in vivo studies. Now, introduction of the topic nutraceuticals. The term nutraceuticals was firstly coined with nutrition, come from nutrition, and pharmaceutical, a combination of the two words, portion of nutrition and another part of pharmaceuticals, become nutraceuticals. And the name is of the term convention by Stephen D. Flies in 1989, and according to the Flies, nutraceuticals are defined as a food or a part of food that provides medical or health benefits, including the prevention and treatment of a disease. Nutraceuticals are food or part of food having medicinal or having medical or health benefit, and include the prevention and treatment of a disease. And according to the Fly's definition, the nutraceuticals, considered as an emerging class of products, occupies an intermediate position between food and medicine. And as we mentioned, the origin of health is combination of part of nutrition and part of the term pharmaceuticals become nutraceuticals. As an extension or based on the Fly's definition of nutraceuticals as food having health or medicinal benefit and intended for treatment or prevention of disease, European medicine law defined nutraceutical as medicine, and the justification to define the nutraceutical as medicine based on two reasons. Number one, nutraceuticals can be used for prevention, treatment, or cure of a disease condition. And the second reason, they can be administered with a view to restoring, correcting, or modifying physiological function in human beings. So, European medicine law defined nutraceutical as medicine because the intention of their use for prevention, treatment, or cure of disease, and the concept of administration based on a view to restore or correcting physiological function in human being. For these two reasons, nutraceuticals is defined as medicine. Again, based on the Fly's definition of nutraceuticals, nutraceuticals can be include the following type of food or food ingredient, including isolated nutrient, herbal product, dietary supplement, diet, genetically engineered or genetically modified food, and processed products such as cereals, soap, and beverages. As medicine, nutraceuticals having the following therapeutic uses and can be used for cure or prevention of arthritis or as anti-arthritic agent, cough and cold, sleeping disorder, digestion and prevention of certain cancers, osteoporosis, blood pressure, cholesterol control, painkillers, depression, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and Parkinson and Alzheimer's disease or the neurodegenerative diseases. And due to the intermediate classification of nutrient between or nutraceuticals between nutrient and medicine or between food and medicine, nutraceuticals are found in a variety of products in food industry, in herbal and dietary supplement industry and market, and in pharmaceutical industry. In this slide, there are some brand names of nutraceuticals or the brand name of nutraceuticals available in European market or international market, and one of them is dietary, which consists of wheat flour or wheat grains, and its function provide or considered as zero calorie fat replacer, and linum life contain lignan extract of flaxseed and used for restoration of prostate health, and phenolife, and which contain of phenogreek galactomannan used to control blood sugar glucose, and T max consists of green tea extract and used as potent antioxidant, and marinol, which contain omega-3 fatty acids such as beside DHA or docosahexaenoic acid, and EPA eicosapentaenoic acid, and because of this fatty acid, omega-3 fatty acid, the function of marinol is for heart protection. Based on the availability of clinical data for health benefit of nutraceuticals, broadly, nutraceuticals can be classified into two main groups. Group 1 is potential nutraceuticals, and Group 2 established nutraceuticals. And potential nutraceuticals, that means nutraceuticals could become an established one after an efficient clinical data about its health and medical benefit is available. While established nutraceuticals, these are nutraceuticals where analytical data is established and available and approved their health and medical benefit. And it is worth mentioning most of nutraceutical products available now, they lay on potential category or in category where product need clinical evidence to be available to justify their health and medical benefit. In addition to classification of nutraceuticals based on the presence of clinical evidence, also nutraceutical can be classified into or based on three other criteria, including the food source and mechanism of action, or based on chemical nature. Based on food source, nutraceuticals can be grouped into three main classes as plant nutraceuticals, animal nutraceuticals, and microbial source nutraceuticals. And based on mechanism of action, nutraceuticals classified or subdivided into antioxidant nutraceuticals, antibacterial, anti-hypertensive, anti-inflammatory, and so on. And based on chemical nature, can be classified into carbohydrate and their derivatives, fatty acid and lipid structure, microorganisms, protein and amino acid structure, phenolic compound, isolated isoprenoid derivative, and minerals. The classification of food source used as nutraceuticals, actually all food source for nutraceuticals considered as natural sources and can be classified into dietary fibers, probiotics and prebiotics, polyunsaturated fatty acid, antioxidant vitamins, polyphenol, herb and spices, and minerals. Spotlight on dietary fiber as food source of nutraceuticals, and by definition, dietary fibers are plant part that are not hydrolyzed by enzyme and secreted by the human, not hydrolyzed by enzyme secreted by human digestive system, but digested by microflora in the gut. Dietary fiber is a plant part, not digested or not hydrolyzed by human enzyme, but can be digested by microflora in the gut. And dietary fiber include non-starch polysaccharides such as cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin, which classified as complex polysaccharides, include large number of monosaccharides higher than that occur in starch. Besides complex polysaccharide, also dietary fiber include oligosaccharides, which contain a few number of polysaccharide less than few number of monosaccharide less than polysaccharide, and this including lignans and dextrine, beside resistant starches. Food rich in dietary fiber mainly comprises whole grain food, vegetables, fruits, legumes, and nuts. These are food sources which are rich with dietary fiber and include complex polysaccharide and oligosaccharide. Based on the solubility of dietary fiber in water or aqueous medium, dietary fiber can be classified into two forms: insoluble dietary fibers and Example of this class include cellulose and hemicellulose lignins, which having bulking action and are fermented to limited extent in the colon. And the other type is soluble dietary fiber, which include beta glucans, pectins, gums, mucilages, and hemicelluloses that are viscous and fermented in the colon. So the difference between soluble and insoluble dietary fibers is that insoluble fiber are fermented in colon or in the gut, but in limited extent, while soluble fiber can be fermented and soluble completely in colon, forming viscous liquid. The importance of solubility of nutraceuticals in colon, mainly dietary fiber in colon, can result in their physiological or pharmacological benefit. And actually, when they dissolve it in water, they absorb water and they tend to increase the fecal bulk or the fecal volume. And this mainly due to increase in water retention by dietary fiber, and the increase of water retention increase due to increase in transit time in colon, and increased fecal bacterial mass caused by soluble fiber fermentation. So soluble fiber can increase the fecal bacterial mass, and the fiber also promotes the growth of bifidobacteria in the gut. All these four factors contribute to increase the fecal volume or the feces volume in colon, and this results in treatment or remove or improvement in constipation. The benefit of dietary fiber in colon, besides the increase the fecal volume and is or improve constipation, also have another pharmacological or therapeutic benefit, which could be useful in several diseases, such as coronary heart disease, stroke, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, GIT disorder, improve serum lipoprotein, lower blood pressure level, improve blood glucose control, and aid in weight loss. Based on the nature of dietary fiber, when we come in contact with GIT fluid, they increase in fecal volume and can be useful in treatment of several diseases. And one of these diseases is increase in body weight. Dietary fiber have ability to decrease the body weight by their contribution to several factors. One of them, soluble fiber, when fermented in the large intestine, create a feeling of satiety, a feeling of fullness. And the second mechanism is dietary fiber may decrease energy absorption by reducing diet energy availability while maintaining other important nutrient. And the third mechanism is that they may decrease the diet metabolizable energy, and through these three mechanisms can contribute in reduction of body weight. Also, the similar mechanism can be utilized by dietary fiber to relieve heart and coronary artery problems through their sequestration of LDL cholesterol or low density protein and bad cholesterol to reduce absorption of this cholesterol into bloodstream, and this can reduce the risk of accumulation of LDL in blood vessels.